Okay, so we've talked a lot in our time together about how, for you, certain thoughts have been really kind of powerful or tough. They've come up a lot, and we've kind of discussed that. So we've talked about how sometimes it's, I'm an angry person, or I am not good at recovery, or I'm always going to be craving, or even I'm just a bad person. And you and I have seen how when those thoughts have come up and they're so powerful, they come along with a lot of emotions, and sometimes that really makes your day hard when you're going through it and you're already craving, and those thoughts can really lead you down some hard kind of mental paths. So what I think would be helpful for us to do today is to practice a technique that might make those thoughts a little bit easier to deal with. So for this exercise, we call this Cognitive Defusion. Basically what the purpose of this is we've talked a lot, you and I, about how thoughts themselves are not bad. Same with emotions. Emotions aren't bad. So we don't want to get rid of thoughts or get rid of emotions, because for people in recovery, that can often be very similar to the types of things they did when they were using. So we're going to practice another way to do it without kind of pushing away a thought or pushing away a feeling. Okay. So to do that, all I want you to do is think about the mind as a highway. So all you're going to do is, once we start this, you're going to close your eyes. You don't have to do it yet. And you are going to just picture yourself somewhere where you can see all the lanes of a highway. And this is going to be kind of your mind. And you're going to start to notice as these cars are passing by. And basically what I want you to imagine is each thought that comes up is a car passing by. And so you are just going to pay attention to that thought and let it go. This sounds pretty simple, but it can be harder than you might think, because kind of in our day-to-day lives, we're used to having a hard thought come up and kind of running out in the middle of the road and trying to stop it. Or maybe it's an interesting thought or kind of bizarre thought, so we chase after that thought and try to make it stick around longer. We do the same thing for feelings, but we'll talk about that another time. So what we want to do is try to avoid running out to the road and stopping or trying to interfere with the traffic. So obviously we wouldn't want to cause a traffic jam or some sort of collision. So we're just going to stay on the hill, watching our thoughts as cars and as they're coming by, and just letting them go at their own pace. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, great. So let's just jump right in. So go ahead and sit comfortably with both feet on the ground, and you're just going to close your eyes. Okay, so we're going to start with some deep breaths to just kind of get you in the moment. So breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And in through your nose and out of your mouth. And now just visualize yourself going up to watch the highway. So maybe you're up on a hill or kind of far enough in the distance that you can see the lanes. That is your mind. And just notice what it's like to be watching the mind. Watching the thoughts. Maybe there's some feelings there too. And again, I want you to see those thoughts and feelings as individual cars just passing by. So you might find that your mind might wander. You might start kind of maybe you chase down one of those cars and are kind of on a train of thought. That's okay. Just bring yourself back to that position, watching the cars go by. Noticing that some of the cars are going fast, kind of come and go pretty quickly. Some of them might stick around. Just allowing that to happen without feeling like you have to act. And again, if your mind wanders, just coming back to watching the thoughts. Maybe you're having thoughts about this exercise. Maybe you're thinking, this is weird. You're thinking about how you're doing. Those are thoughts too. So see those as cars, just coming and going. Just letting them be. Again, maybe there's a particular thought that's coming up, and maybe it's a thought that you normally would try to push away or try to distract yourself from. You don't have to keep it around, but just let it go by at its own pace. Just watching as it comes into your field of view and out. Maybe some of those thoughts are also bringing into the traffic some feelings, some emotions. Again, we see these two as cars. Just visualizing them as another car on the highway, just passing by. Just noticing the overall flow of the highway. Maybe there are a lot of thoughts passing by. Maybe there's not a lot of traffic. Maybe just a few cars. Either way is completely fine. Just noticing the nature of the traffic of the mind. Maybe again you've gotten kind of swept away by a particular thought. Just walking your way back up that hill and watching as the traffic continues. Noticing again just what the traffic is like, the thoughts, feelings, resisting that urge to act and just observe. Keeping your eyes closed, just gently coming out of that mind traffic. Noticing your environment, what are the sounds you're hearing. Bring your awareness back to your breath. And gently opening your eyes.